Hello friends, you're watching Android Tech Solutions, and today in this video I'm going to show you how can you install WordPress on Nginx on your AWS EC2 instance. Okay, I have already made one video on how you can install WordPress on Apache on your AWS EC2 instance. If you want to install it using Apache, you can refer the link in the description. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can install WordPress on Nginx. So I have logged into my AWS console. Okay. So after logging into the AWS console, you have to choose a region where you want to deploy your server. So I have chosen Northern Virginia region. Then click on Services. Under Compute, you will find EC2. And here we'll click on Launch Instance. And here we will go with Ubuntu Server 18.04. You can go with any version of Ubuntu. It doesn't matter if you are using Ubuntu 16 or Ubuntu 20. Then we will go with the free tier eligible plan, which is T2.micro. Then next, storage we'll keep it as 25 gigabytes. And we will create a tag of name, and in the value we'll name it as WordPress server, and here we'll create one security group. We'll call it as WordPress security group. Same in the description. Now as we are launching an Ubuntu server, a Linux instance, so we have to make sure port number 22 is open in the security group. Security group is basically our firewall, and we will open HTTP port, which will allow us to host our website, because Nginx works on port number 80, which is HTTP. So we have to make sure that port 80 is open with anywhere, which means all traffic. And here another port you will open of HTTPS. Okay, in case you have to set up your site with the HTTPS with SSL, then we'll open this port as well. Now we'll click on Review and Launch, and then we'll click on Launch. While launching the instance, it will ask you to create a key. So here we'll click on Create a new key pair, and we'll create a key. So I am creating a key by the name WordPress Nginx. Then we will download this key, and then we will click on Launch Instances. So here you can see our instance has been launched successfully. And this is the public IP of your instance through which we can connect to the instance. So we'll open a terminal. If you are using a Linux machine or a Mac machine, so you can simply open your terminal. If you are using a Windows machine, so then you have to use Putty or any other SSH client you can use. If you don't know how to SSH to your instance using Putty in Windows, so I have given a link in the description, so you can easily follow it. So I will open my terminal, and before trying to SSH to the instance, I will change the permission of the key. So we will use this command chmod 400 and the path of your key, the key where you have downloaded it. So this was the key, path of the key which I downloaded, which was WordPress-nginx.pem. Probably it will be in your downloads folder. Now we will try to SSH to the instance. So we will do SSH. The default user to SSH in Ubuntu server is Ubuntu. And then we will copy the IP address, the public IP, and we will paste it over here, and then -i, and then the path to the key. path to the PEM file. So we have successfully logged into our instance. Now we will run sudo apt update. So first command which we have to run inside the instance is sudo apt update -y, and then we'll run sudo apt upgrade. What this command will do, it will update all the software packages in our instance. So we have to run sudo apt upgrade -y. Okay, before installing WordPress, we have to set up LEMP server in our instance, which is basically Linux, Nginx, Mysql, and PHP. Okay. On top of that, we will install WordPress. So all the software package has been upgraded successfully. Now we will run this command, sudo apt install Nginx. Okay, so Nginx is installed, and we will start the service of Nginx. So we will run this command, sudo systemctl start Nginx, and we will enable the service for the boot time. Means once we reboot the service will be still up and running. Now to make sure our Nginx server is working fine, we will just copy this IP address, the public IP of our instance. We will open a new tab and we will paste it over here. So we are able to see the default page of Nginx, which means our Nginx server has been configured successfully. If you are not able to see this page with your public IP of your instance, then go to your security groups. So this is your instance. Just scroll at the right side, and here you will find the security group. Click on the security group which you created while launching the instance. And here click on inbound rules. And here make sure that port 80 is open. If it is not, then you can simply click on edit inbound rules. And you can add a rule of HTTP. Okay, and you have to make it open to anywhere. Okay, in my case it was already there, that's why it was giving an error. So we have successfully installed Nginx. Now we will install the database server. So we will install MariaDB, which is similar to MySQL server. Once the package is installed, now we will do the configuration. So we will use this command, sudo mysql_secure installation. Before running this command, we will start the service of MariaDB. Systemctl start MariaDB, plus we will enable the service for the boot time. And now we will run sudo mysql_secure installation, and it is asking us for the current root password. As we haven't set up any root password, so we'll just hit enter. And now it is asking to set the root password. So yes, we will set the root password. So we'll set a new root password. After that, it is asking us to remove the anonymous users. Yes. Then after that it is asking us to disallow remote login. For security reasons we will disallow remote login. And then it is asking us to remove the test database. Yes. And then it is asking us to reload the privileges on the tables. Yes. So the database has been configured successfully. Okay, now we have installed Nginx, we have installed MariaDB for the database. Now we will install PHP. So we will run this command sudo apt install php-y. So by default in Ubuntu 18, PHP 7.2 is available. Okay, if you are using Ubuntu 20, so there you will find 7.4. After installing PHP, we will install some extension of PHP like PHP Mysql for database connection, PHP GD, PHP common, PHP MB string, PHP curl, PHP CLI. So these extensions we have to install. Sorry, the package name is PHP GD and PHP CLI. So it has installed all the required packages. Now we will restart the service of Nginx. Okay, now we have successfully installed PHP with PHP 7.2 with all the essential extensions. Now we will install another package of PHP which is PHP FPM. Okay, now our server is ready to host the WordPress website as we have successfully installed Nginx, database server and PHP. Okay, now we'll open a new tab and we'll search for download WordPress. And we'll click on the very first link. I have given this link in the description also, so you can simply click on the link to go to this site. And here you will find WordPress files to download. So you can download a zip file or a tar.gz file. So we'll click on this one. We'll right click on it and we'll click on copy link address. And we'll open the terminal. And we will use the wget command to download the file. So wget and the link which you just copied. So WordPress has been downloaded successfully in the form of a zip file, latest.zip. So we'll unzip that file. So to do that, we will use unzip command, unzip and the file name. So it says unzip is not installed, so we will install it. So we will run this command sudo apt install unzip. Once it is installed, we will unzip the file. Once we unzip the file, there we'll get one folder of WordPress. Now we will run this command sudo mv, which is for moving all the files inside WordPress. Okay, this directory WordPress. We are running this command sudo mv, then the directory which is this, and all the files which are inside this directory to var /www.html. After that we'll go to var /www.html, and now if we do ls, so here you can see all the files of WordPress. Okay, after this directory cd var /www.html, we have to delete two files. One is index.html and index.nginx.debian.html. So we'll delete index.html and index.nginx-debian.html. So these two files we have to delete, and using this command we are deleting it. rm-rf index.html and index.nginx-debian.html. So it says permission denied, so we'll simply add sudo. So those files have been removed. Now we will configure Nginx to host the WordPress site. So we'll go to this directory cd/etc nginx sites-enabled, and here we'll do ls. So here you will find one default file inside this directory, which is etc nginx sites-enabled. So what we will do, we will copy this file. So we will use this command sudo cp default to wordpress.conf. Okay, we have copied that file default to wordpress.conf. Now we will open this file using Nano editor or any editor of your choice. So I am using Nano, which is easier to work with. Now in this file, here you can see it, our Nginx server will be running on port 80. Then here we have given the document root, means where our WordPress files will be present, where www.html. Then it is asking for the index file. So we'll remove all these and we'll set it to just PHP, because WordPress is written in PHP. So we'll point the .php file. Now let's say if you have a domain which you have pointed on your server, so you can give your domain here. Let's say www.example.com. Okay. Right now I have not pointed any domain, so I'll just simply comment it out for now. If you have a domain, so you can simply do server_name and the domain name which you have pointed on the server. Then in locations here, this is basically the rewrite rule of Nginx. So here you need to add, you have to remove equals to 404, and here you need to add index.php / index.php and $args question mark and then $args. So this you have to add here in location. And as we have installed PHP FPM, so we'll uncomment this, and this is basically used to process all the PHP files, which will make our Nginx server work more faster with PHP. And we'll also comment this line also. And as we are using as we are using PHP 7.2, so here we'll set it to PHP 7.2. Okay, if you are using PHP 7.0, so then you can keep it as default, which was 7.0. If you are using PHP 7.1 or 7.2, 7.3 or 7.4, so then based on your installation of PHP, you have to set the PHP version here. Also, you have to make sure that you have installed PHP FPM. And we will uncomment this as well, which will ignore the .htaccess file. Okay, like .htaccess file basically works in Apache web servers. It is not supported in Nginx, so we'll uncomment that as well. That will deny access to the .htaccess file. And that's it. Only this configuration we have to do for running our WordPress site. If you want to do any other configuration, so you can go to the Nginx documentation. I have given the link in the description of the Nginx documentation, and here you can find some other tweaks which you can do in the Nginx configuration file. for WordPress. This is dedicated for WordPress. After that, we'll write and quit from this file. So we'll press Ctrl X and we'll hit enter. So we have successfully configured the Nginx configuration file. Now we will run ls-l command. Now what we are going to do is we are going to remove the default file. So we'll add sudo rm-rf and the default file, and then sudo rm-rf and the link of that file. So this was the link to the file. If you will do ls-l, then you will be able to see the link of that file. So we have to delete that file also and the link to that file as well. Okay. After that, we will start the service of Nginx. Okay, once it is in running state, we will try to access our WordPress site now. So we'll simply copy the IP address and open a new tab. So now here you can see we are on the WordPress setup page. Okay. Now we'll click on let's go, and now it is asking us for the database credentials. Okay. So we will create a database. We will create a database user. So to log into your database, okay, so you will run this command sudo mysql -u root -p. Okay, so using this command you can connect to your database. So with -u you are specifying the root user, the username, and then the using -p you are asking for prompting for the password. Now once you hit enter, so it will ask you for the root password. So here you have to give the root password which you used to set up at the while configuration of the database. Okay, now we'll create a database. So we'll run this query, create database WordPress. So we are going to create a database by the name WordPress. Then we are going to create a user. So create user and then the username. So we are going to create a user by the name WordPress _ db user. Then identified by, and then the password which we want to keep for the user. Okay, for now I am keeping a very weak password. If you are using it in production environment, so you have to keep a very strong password. So my user has been created with this password. I have kept a very weak password. Now we will grant this user access to the database. So we'll run this query. Grant all privileges to, grant all privileges on, then the database name dot asterisk, which means access to all the tables inside the database, to, and then the username, at localhost. After that you have to run this query, flush privileges, and then exit. So we have successfully created a database, we created a user, and we have granted that user access to the database. Now before moving to the WordPress setup, we have to also change the permission of the files, WordPress files. So we'll run this command sudo chown -r www-data :www-data to the files which are present inside where www.html, which are our WordPress site files. As we know, Nginx works with runs with user www-data, That's why it is necessary to change the permission. And once we do that, we'll go to the WordPress setup, and here first of all we have to give the database user a database name, and this was the database which we created. Then the database username, so this was the database username, and then the database password, and this was the password which I set for my user, so that's why I'll keep it as default. And database host, we'll keep it as localhost, and table prefix, we'll keep it as default. Now we'll click on submit. So here you can see the installation is successful. If you get any error at this point, the error might be due to the database connection, so make sure that database service is running, and also make sure that the user has been successfully created, means you have run all these 5 queries. And if still you get an error, so then the error might be of permission. Okay, so make sure you create the database, the users, and make sure you change the ownership of the files as well. Now we'll click on run the installation. So here it is asking for the site title, then the username, and then the password, and then the email address, and now we will log in. So we have successfully logged into the WordPress dashboard. From here we'll click on visit site. So we have successfully configured the site, successfully configured WordPress, and we have access to the dashboard as well. Now we will see how we can increase the PHP upload size and how we can increase the PHP upload size of Nginx. Okay, so there are 2 restrictions for uploading a file. Okay, let's say if you want to upload your custom theme or you want to import some files inside WordPress, so the default size is 2 MB in PHP, so we cannot upload more than 2 MB of file. Okay, and the default upload size of Nginx is 1 MB, so we cannot upload a file more than 1 MB. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can increase the PHP size as well as how you can increase the Nginx size. Okay, so you have to customize one file, so you can run this command sudo vim etc php and then the version of your PHP. Let's say I have installed PHP 7.2, so you'll find one directory of 7.2. If you have installed PHP 7.4, so you'll get a directory of 7.4, and then you have to go to this directory FPM, and here you will find the file php.ini. And now here you have to search for, just press escape, then /, and search for uploads, and here you will find upload max underscore file size. So based on your requirement you can increase your upload max file size. So I'll set it to 20 megabytes. So depending upon your use case you can increase it. If you want to set it to 1 gigabyte, so you can just simply set 1G. Another parameter which we have to search for is post max size, which is here. So here also you have to set the size, and after that you have to just right hand click from the file, just press escape :WQ to right hand quit from the file. And after that simply restart the service of Nginx, and one more service you have to restart, which is PHP FPM. Based on your PHP version, you have to restart the service. As I had PHP 7.2, so my service name is PHP 7.2 FPM. Based on your PHP installation, the service name will differ. Now to test this, whether our PHP upload size has been increased or not, we can go to media and we'll click on add new, and here you can see maximum upload file size is set to 20 bytes, okay, as we set in our PHP ini file. Now there is one more restriction from Nginx side, which is for the file upload. So we will see how we can change the restriction from Nginx side, which is by default Nginx allows up to file size of 1 MB to upload, not more than that. So we'll open this file, sudo nano etc Nginx sites enabled, and then the configuration file which we created, wordpress.conf, and here in the server block we will add client underscore max underscore body underscore size, and we'll set it to let's say 20 megabytes. I want to upload files up to 20 megabytes, so I will set it to here to 20 megabytes. Okay, so based on the file which you have to upload, you have to set the size in the PHP ini file as well as in the Nginx configuration file as well. And once you set it, just save the file by pressing Ctrl X. And then simply restart the service of Nginx. And now you are ready to upload files up to 20 megabytes as we defined in the PHP ini file and the Nginx configuration file. I've shown you the complete configuration of how you can set up Nginx on your instance, okay, with increasing the PHP upload size and with configuration of PHP FPM as well. So thank you guys for watching this video. Do like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more amazing tutorials.